Hi. It's been a while. It has been a very long time since I made a YouTube video. I think it's been what, like 6 or 7 months since the last YouTube video I made. I haven't been posting at all. I think I posted maybe 2 YouTube videos in the meantime. Haven't posted anything else though. But I'm making a Joker review, and I'm also making a channel update video. It's a 2-for-1. 2-in-1 video. If you don't care about anything going on with the channel and you just want to watch the Joker review, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and click on this timestamp right here to watch that. If you're still sticking around and you want to watch everything about the channel update, well then lucky for you, let's just jump into it. Why did I say that? It's been a while. It's been, like I said, it's been 6 or 7 months. I haven't been posting. I've wanted to post stuff, but I've been extremely lazy and I haven't mustered up the courage to do so. But in between the span of 6 and 7 months, a lot has happened. I graduated, I took a road trip with my friends, and it was probably the greatest time of my entire life. I also bought my first PC, and I worked full-time, 40 hours a week, as a videographer for Animax. And it's been a really creatively fulfilling time, especially in those 6 to 7 months. I've picked up a lot, I've learned a lot, especially with lighting, coloring, audio, cameras in general. I've learned a lot, and I think that will make the difference with these YouTube videos, especially because now I feel better prepared that I can bring really good quality to the YouTube videos, which is surprising because my setup here is not great. It doesn't look great. Like a TV and this in the background, it's not pretty, and I totally agree with you. However, I am going to be upping the production quality on this, I'll clean this up, and I definitely want to try harder with these YouTube videos, and I want to produce something that I think you guys will really enjoy and that I think you'd like to come back to. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do, and there's a lot of things that I think would make for really good content on this channel especially, one of which I'm gonna go get right now. Fuck, please don't fall over, please don't. Please don't. This is the entire stack of Blu-rays that I have not watched yet, but I've been recommended to watch. I really want to go through that stack of movies, and I want to review them and post the reviews on this channel and tell you what I think of them, put my thoughts out there, and then hopefully recommend more movies for you guys through like streaming services, movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. That's the entire point of why I like making these videos in the first place, and I don't like making formulaic videos, and I guess that's why I kind of stopped, is because I was worried that I was going to start making those kind of formulaic YouTube videos, and it wasn't my style, and that's not what I like doing. I like watching movies and reviewing them and recommending them to other people. That's why I like having Blu-rays in the first place, is so that I can give the hard copy to somebody else. They can go home, they can watch it, they can bring it back, tell me what they think, and it starts a conversation. And I love that stuff. To give you an idea, that's pretty much what I want this YouTube channel to be. I want it to be a conversation between the viewer and the person reviewing. I want to know what movies you like, and then I can give mine over to you, and you can give yours to me, and we can have this dialogue between us about what our favorite movies are, because that's what I love, man. I love movies, and I love TV shows, and I love all that shit. I don't have a consistent schedule of when I'm going to be posting, but I do know that I'm going to be posting a lot more than I used to, the entire 3 videos that I posted in 7 months. So if you want to watch more of these YouTube videos and you like sticking around for the ride, maybe hit the subscribe button. That's all my thoughts on the channel update. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen and watch me ramble and rant. And I hope that you stick around for the rest of these YouTube videos. And without further ado, here is the Joker review. Joker. It's here, it's out. I saw it twice. I feel like I'm ready to review this. Also, just to give you a heads up, this is a spoiler-free review. I'm not gonna give away anything about the movie, and to make sure that I don't give anything away about the movie, I'm gonna read the synopsis straight off of Google. Joker centers around an origin of the iconic arch-nemesis and is an original, standalone story not seen before on the big screen. Todd Phillips' exploration of Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, a man disregarded by society, is not only a gritty character study, but also a broader cautionary tale. Okay, so that's the base idea of what this movie is, and I'm gonna break it down piece by piece. First things first, I love everything about Joaquin Phoenix in this movie. He is so fucking good. Too good. Maybe too good. Maybe we don't deserve him, but he is so good in this movie. I don't think I've ever been more terrified of a person on screen in my entire life. And the way that he delivers every piece of dialogue in this movie is astounding. It's amazing. He brings a presence to every single scene and you can't take your eyes off him, and he brings such raw passion that you can just feel it oozing off the screen. And his interpretation of this character is unlike anything else I've ever seen in my entire life. As a lead actor in a movie, it's a lot of pressure to take on a role this iconic, especially since Heath Ledger's passing after he did The Dark Knight. Everyone has been wondering if there's anybody else who can even come close to doing that great of a portrayal of this character. And I think Joaquin Phoenix knocks it out of the park. Just straight aces on this man's part. He takes this role and moves it in a completely different direction from what Heath Ledger was aiming for, which is the perfect way to do it. There's no other way that you could even come close to what Heath Ledger was trying to do unless you move it in a completely different direction. And even with moving it in a completely different direction, the way that you have to play the character is you just have to put everything out there. And it either works...
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
Or...
I could tell you meant that.
It doesn't. I think anything that could be said about Joaquin Phoenix's performance has already been said. Everyone knows that he's good in this movie. He carries the entire movie on his shoulders. He is the saving grace for every scene in this movie. And if they did not have Joaquin Phoenix for this movie in the first place, it would not work. It wouldn't work. It would not work without Joaquin Phoenix. And he brings 110% to this role. And it shows. The cinematography is great. The soundtrack was really good. I thought it fit really well with the character. There are a few pieces of music in particular that I think embody the character of the Joker. And it's so fulfilling to see this character paired with that kind of music. I think the direction as well was pretty good. The lighting and the set design and the costuming are all great in this movie. The city feels real and gritty and lived in and just like dirty. Just like the most disgusting shit. Kind of reminded me of Portland, man. Robert De Niro also tries in this film, which is really good. He could have just phoned it in, but he didn't, and he actually put effort for it, and I think that really paid off in a lot of scenes. That's kind of all the positives I have to say for this movie, and now I'm gonna move into the negatives that I have with this movie. Right off the bat, the screenplay is very hit or miss in some parts. I think there are a majority of scenes that work very well, and equally as many scenes that don't. The concept that the story is built around is very solid. It's a very solid story, and it pulls heavily from Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. Where the screenplay falters is in the dialogue. The dialogue is very corny in some scenes, and it's painful to watch from some actors. But luckily, Joaquin did something that I've never seen before. He's the only actor that I've ever seen make bad dialogue work. Luckily, I think the dialogue finds its footing as the movie goes along. As the movie finds its footing, the dialogue starts to find its footing as well. Some of the other actors, though, are not as great, and it makes for really bad pairing of bad dialogue and bad actors. One of the actors that I didn't find as convincing was the mother. I thought most of the scenes with the mother were really poorly written and acted. I didn't think that she sold her character at all, and maybe that's not at the fault of the actress, but I definitely didn't find the mother to be believable, though, in that role. Another downfall of the movie that I've had a conversation about with multiple other people is the connections that it has to the DC universe. It feels very forced, almost as if the studio pushed it on Todd Phillips. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, if the movie was just shoved full of studio interference, because as is with the case with all big name studios who feel like they have to build a brand, they love just throwing shit in the movie so that it can tie into 15 other fucking franchises. Every really good scene in the movie that makes you feel emotionally invested is taken away by the overall connection to the DC universe, and it feels very forced in a few scenes. It feels like a sideshow to the movie that you're already watching, and it feels out of place, and it doesn't feel like it fits the world that has been set up for you. I think the direction of the actors could have been better. I think Todd Phillips could have worked with the actors and adjusted the dialogue so that it would have better flowed in the movie. Not to take away from the great job that he did already. His career turnaround is fucking astounding, but I think going forward, some of the criticism that he can take is better working with actors and adjusting the dialogue. Since he's one of the writers, I think he could have tweaked it so that it could have sounded more natural and it could have flowed a lot better in the scene, just to make some of those scenes work better. All in all, I think this is a great film for DC, and I think this is something that studios should take note of. It's making money. People enjoy this. People like this. People like taking a character and putting a unique spin on it. I think Marvel is great, and I enjoy my fair share of Marvel movies. I'm a comic book person. I love comic book stories, but I think the formula is starting to get stale, and I think people are noticing that. These deeper character studies with these larger than life figures are something that I think people are starting to become more drawn to. I like the precedent that these movies set, where they say basically, yes, you can make a comic book film, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be boring as shit, and if you try a little bit harder, you can make a great film, which is something that I think a lot of directors and studios should take note of. All in all, I think it's a great film. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix is the fucking man until the end of time. This movie is really something special, and I hope that more movies like this are made going forward. So if you're a fan of Joaquin Phoenix, or if you like DC movies, or if you even like deeper character studies, I would go and check this out. So with my overall rating of the movie, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. It's really good, and I would recommend it to everybody to go see it. It's a great film. It's in theaters right now. I would go support it. A lot of things were great. Some things could be improved. Hopefully going forward, the studio will see and notice the critique, and they'll improve on their next movies. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my review of Joker, and I will be seeing you in the next video that isn't posted 6 to 7 months later.